Right. Let's break down what just happened with those US strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. On the 21st of June 2025, President Donald Trump went on air and said the US had just hit 3 of Iran's most important nuclear sites. The message was clear. The US military, working hand-in-hand with Israel, wanted Iran to know they could reach even the deepest, most protected facilities. Now let's talk about those targets. We're talking Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, names you've probably heard in the news before. Fordow especially is notorious. This is a uranium enrichment plant built deep inside a mountain, roughly 80 to 90 meters below the surface, shielded by rock and concrete, not the sort of thing you hit with an average missile. So, what did the US use? The answer: bunker buster bombs, specifically the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, 30,000 pounds of steel and explosives designed to punch through 18 meters of concrete or 61 meters of earth. 2 of these were dropped on each site. The idea? Crush or cripple Iran's nuclear ambitions in one go. But here's the thing. The real damage? No one's quite sure. Iranian officials claim they got wind of the attack in time and evacuated the sites, even removing key materials. They're saying basically, nice try, but no real harm done. Trump, on the other hand, says the sites were completely and totally obliterated. Experts, people like Mark Kimmett, a former US Assistant Secretary of State, are a bit more cautious. He reckons total destruction is unlikely, especially with Fordow being so far underground. Meanwhile, the fallout is more than just about buildings. Iran says over 200 people have been killed, more than 1,200 injured since fighting escalated. Israel, for its part, is on high alert. Public gatherings restricted, schools closed, and security everywhere. So how did we get here? Just over a week earlier, Israel launched a surprise attack on dozens of Iranian military and nuclear targets, trying to set back Iran's nuclear program. Iran fired back, hundreds of rockets and drones flying towards Israel. The US got pulled in, and those nuclear talks? Pretty much dead in the water. Trump had given Iran a 2-week ultimatum for negotiations, but he decided not to wait. What happens next? Well, Iran's threatened to strike back at US military bases dotted all over the Middle East. Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, you name it. The US Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain is a particularly juicy target. And then there's the Strait of Hormuz, the world's oil superhighway. If Iran decides to close or disrupt it, global oil prices could go through the roof, and everyone feels it at the pump. Back in the US, there's a whole separate debate brewing. Legally, the president can order military action, but only Congress can declare war. Doesn't stop presidents from launching strikes, though. Trump's done it before, like in Syria, and some politicians now want to rein him in. But those moves are slow and pretty much symbolic. So, to sum up, the US and Israel just upped the ante in the Iran-Israel conflict by bombing Iran's top nuclear facilities with some of the world's most powerful bunker-buster bombs. Whether those sites are really destroyed is anyone's guess, but the risk of a much wider war, maybe even a global crisis, is very real. That's what we know right now. Stay tuned for what happens next.